This channel is primarily about doing counter-apologetics against religious arguments, but I was recommended this channel, Pethan, or Ethan is Online is his other channel. And the video got me so frustrated because of how wrong it was, that this is going to be the first video on this channel that kind of has nothing to do with religion. If you come here for my takes on religion, this video is probably not for you. And if you came here to see me cover Ethan is Online, just know that 99% of my content is about religion and how dumb religion is. But after listening to this video, I couldn't help but doing some counter arguments to this video because it's bad. Everything he says is wrong, and I feel like some corrections need to be made. This video is about a predator catcher named Alex Rosen. Now, don't get me wrong, Alex is a massive right-wing conspiracy theorist, just nut job. But that's not what we're talking about in this video. If this video was talking about that, I would have had no issues with this video. But this video is about what Alex Rosen does. Alex Rosen is a private citizen who sets up sting operations to catch people who are actively trying to harm a minor. Generally speaking, Alex doesn't go looking for these people find him. And he has done some amazing work. Regardless of how you feel about him personally, he's an awful human being. To discredit the work that he's done is absolutely ridiculous, especially when you have no idea what he actually does, as Ethan clearly does not. With all that out of the way, let's get into it.
That caught EDP. For those of you who don't know, EDP445 is an old YouTuber who was
Okay, right off the bat, this catch was from years ago. Alex, he was new at this. He had no idea really what he was doing. And this catch didn't look the best for Alex, that's for sure. But he has refined his technique so much that you cannot compare what he does now to this video.
memed a lot, and as it turns out, happens to have a attraction to minors and actively seeks out minors to have sexual relationships with, which is what leads me to today's subject, Alex Rosen. Now, Alex caught EDP by pretending to be a little girl and offering him to come to her house and then intercepting him in the parking lot. This led to a very awkward interaction as Alex has no power to arrest anyone and just decided.
So no, Alex himself doesn't have any power to arrest anyone. He's a private citizen. However, the cops do, and when he turns this evidence over, the evidence often leads to arrests and convictions of people who are actively prejudicious predators, we'll say, for YouTube TOS purposes, people who are actively seeking to harm minors. When he turns the evidence over, they do get arrested, they do get convicted, and sometimes the sentences are severe.
Decides to like milk the entire thing as long as he can for like 45 minutes asking EDP questions.
What's the lowest age of consent in America?
No clue. 16. 16.
Okay, so 13 is not anywhere near 16. That's over 1,000 days away from 16.
It's pretty pathetic, but it is funny. Some of the funniest parts are when Alex says things like 17-year-olds are hot, but I wouldn't do anything to them.
I wouldn't do anything with a 17-year-old, but there's hot 17.
Yes, Alex uses various techniques to try to get on the same level as the people he's catching. He's trying to make it seem like the thing that he's doing isn't so bad, so he can get on their level to extract more confessions. It's a very common police tactic. Yeah, it's a thing people do.
17-year-olds, but I don't go when I see a 17-year-old. I'm just like, I can't do it.
What do you mean by that? And so he and his weird little cameraman are just harassing EDP and asking.
Why is he a weird little cameraman? Ethan, have you seen yourself? Come on.
Him a bunch of really stupid questions like, why do you do this, man? Do you know that this is bad to do? When ultimately this is all about the money that they're making from this video.
I don't care what their motives for doing it. The fact is that they stopped this person from possibly harming a real child. If this was a real child instead of Alex, the harm would have been followed through. If he does it for clicks, views, money, rep, clout, whatever he does, I don't care. The fact is he stopped this person from harming a minor.
He tries to walk away because legally he can. Alex calls the police for seemingly the first time ever with regards to the situation.
Maybe it was the first time ever in regards to the situation, but it's irrelevant because now he calls the police every single time. This is from years ago. You cannot compare Alex Rosen in this EDP catch to Alex Rosen now. You just can't.
13-year-old girl, and he's had multiple, because he admitted everything to us. We have all these messages saved with him.
And asks them to just come pick him up to come get him? That would be awesome if that's how arresting pedophiles worked, but unfortunately, that is not the case. Guys,
In many circumstances, that is the case. Alex will make the call to the police will come, they will show up, Alex will turn over the evidence, and they will be arrested on site.
hey, police, come get this guy. I pretended to be a little girl. No, a little girl. He said he wanted to have sex with me. No, not me. The little girl I was pretending to be. What are we doing here, man? Yeah.
That's how sting operations work. You pose as a minor online, you wait for people to contact you, and then you bust them when they actually follow through with what they said that they were going to do. That's how it works. What do you mean, what are we doing here? We're stopping children from being harmed. That's what we're doing here, Ethan.
Catching EDP put Alex Rosen on the map, and he's still just out and about yelling about football on his private weird website. Alex Rosen also has a very turbulent online past.
I have a 3-year-old in my basement that's like...
Yes, Alex Rosen is he's not a good person, but you're not attacking him as a person. You're attacking what he does, which is really weird, Ethan. We're going to skip over this because it does get a little graphic, but I'm not here to defend Alex Rosen as a person. He's a monstrous person. So we're going to skip over this just a little bit. If you want to watch the full clip, you can, but he says some pretty grotesque stuff, as Alex Rosen does quite often because he's a grotesque person. So we skipped over that segment and we'll continue on.
So I'll be honest about the decoy pics. So one of the decoy pics, the Hispanic boy that we use, that's my cameraman's little cousin. And the white decoy that we use, he's 17. And yeah, I met him on PS4. We're playing Madden together, and he said he was down to do it.
So you have 2 minors that you use as decoys.
Yes, and their parents both know.
Yeah, he's openly admitted before that he just uses...
Yes, he has openly admitted before that he uses real minors as decoys. He no longer does. This was very early on in his career, catching online predators. He no longer does this. Everything is above board. Why are we talking about this from years ago when he had no idea what he was doing? This is no longer the Alex Rosen that exists today. He's much better at what he does now. He's made mistakes. We all have.
actual minors as bait doesn't really make sense to me. I thought you're supposed to be protecting the children, not sacrificing them. And again, remember...
Sacrificing them to what? They send pictures of people that they know. It's not like they're sending like nude pictures or anything. They're just using the young looking face. That's it.
This is all for nothing. This is also, they just get content out of actually...
It's not all for nothing. This is the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems I have with this video. It's not all for nothing. Alex Rosen has done amazing things to help protect children. He has. There's no way you can argue against this. It's not all for nothing. If he does it, if the motive is for clicks and views, I don't care. The outcome is still the same. Even if he's doing this for entirely selfish reasons, it still has amazing outcomes. But we'll keep going.
Actual pedophiles. So of course, because the predator hunter anti-pedophile dog whistles are extremely right-wing in nature, he was also on Tim Pool's show, where I think a pedophile hunter should be.
I just decided to go throw up a fake profile of a 15-year-old boy and just see what happens.
This guy keeps getting interviewed, even though he's directly put minors in harm's way before.
He's never once put a minor in harm's way. He's used a picture of a minor's face maybe a handful of times. He no longer does this. He's learned. Let's move on from it.
Purpose. He was recently interviewed by Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire. Michael Knowles is like a D-tier Daily Wire guy, so I never really talk about him. He's really stupid.
Yes, Michael Knowles, another massive right-wing nut job, awful human being. These two belong in a room together. They do great together. They're both not good people, but that's not, again, I can't keep stressing it. That's not his problem with Alex Rosen. His problem is with what Alex Rosen is doing.
Like the Waluigi to Ben Shapiro's Mario. But he did interview Alex Rosen, and I figured I would watch the interview. See what he has to say. Michael and the pedophile hunter. They wanted a toddler. I don't believe a fucking word out of this guy's mouth, I'll be real. Because I've seen him in action.
On the scale of...
You haven't seen him in action. You've probably seen clips taken out of context to more highlight how bad of a person he is. But I watched this video, and that's why I'm covering this video. I know what Ethan is going to say. He clearly has no idea how Alex Rosen operates or what he does. I do not like Alex Rosen. I am extreme leftist. I can't stand anything about his politics, his thoughts, his views, his actions. But again, I keep saying it, we're not talking about Alex Rosen as a person. We're talking about what he actually does.
These guys don't consider anything in the metaphysical realm to these are interdimensional demons worshiping Satan. Where do your marks fall?
Well,
You see why I can't fucking take Michael Knowles seriously. Immediately, he's like, where do you think on the scale of like interdimensional demons do you think these random Facebook pedophiles you're catching in your fucking rural Texas town? Do you think that could be alien demons?
Not in your rural Texas town. Alex Rosen literally travels across the entire United States, driving thousands of miles to catch people, not in his tiny little Texas town. I will say nothing about Michael Knowles because he is an interdimensional demon. We're not here to defend these people as people.
Result, just from the videos I've seen from your channel, you get a little bit deeper into the conversation with these predators.
They pretend to be children for days and days using real pictures. Fucking creepy.
just yesterday in Georgia.
No, see, this is this is why I had to do a video about this, because of those little jabs that Ethan is taking here. He doesn't pretend to be children for days and days, using pictures of real children. He had done that a couple of times in the past. Again, he's moved on. He's corrected himself. He has a team of, I believe, about 15 people that decoy all across the United States. This is a legit operation. They've done amazing things. Everything Ethan says in this video is wrong. He is not correct about one single thing. It's frustrating.
Georgia, we confronted a person who was out on bond for child porn charges, and we just showed up at his house with no messages, no nothing. We just had a phone number associated with an app that we know to be child porn related, and we talked to him for like 2 hours, and he admitted after he got out of...
You have an app that gives you Predator's phone number if he uses child porn, and then you found his address that way and then went to his house. Like, what is any of this technology? He won't name any.
Yes, Alex Rosen can do this. He has done this many times. I'm sure Alex Rosen did not disclose the way he does this for obvious reasons, because if people learned what he does on a wide scale, he probably would be able to catch a lot less people because they would be more protective of how he's doing it. But yes, he does in fact have it. If you knew anything about how Alex Rosen operates, you would know the answer to this question, but you don't, and decided to make this video anyway. And that's what's most frustrating about this, is this technology that he'll never name. He's not going to say it now, but if you knew what he did, you would understand exactly how it works. But you know nothing about him. And okay, let's keep going.
Thing. You won't say what the app is called.
So what got you into this?
Are you a little nervous there, Ethan? Better start deleting some apps.
Well, I'm 23 years old now. I know I look older, but, you know, seeing...
You look more mature.
Right, I look more mature. Thank you, thank you.
This man is 23 years old and spends all day pretending to be a child on the internet to talk to pedophiles, and then goes to their house. This guy's not normal.
But, you know...
What do you mean by normal? Define normal in context. Is it something that everybody does? No. But is it a fantastic way to catch actual precious predators? I know that's the same word, but YouTube TOS. People who are actively trying to harm a minor. What do you mean that's not normal? Police do it all the time. He's actively helping children. What's your problem here, Ethan? What do you have against what he does? It's weird. It's really, really weird.
Seeing a, predator's genitalia might age you a little bit.
You look like this from before, whenever he was screaming the N-word on live stream.
19 years old, I've always wanted to be a police officer. I couldn't do that in Houston, Texas, where I'm from. At 19, you got to be 21 to graduate the academy. At least that's what it was a couple years ago. I don't know now.
He doesn't want to be a cop anymore. He's having way too much fun, trying to be a little boy all day.
I'm
trying to be a little boy all day. What insult did you just make? He's not trying to be a little boy. He's decoying online to catch predators. What, Ethan? What is your vice?
made a fake profile of a 15-year-old boy on Grindr, and within 30 minutes, somebody wanted to meet up for sex. And
it's important to remember that he literally said that he only started using Grindr because he had pictures of his little brother that he posted on there. Michael Knowles be like, yeah, come on my show. Wow, you posted child.
No, he didn't say he only started using Grindr for this reason. He uses all types of online apps to catch all types of people from all walks of life. What? All right.
Of your brother? You gave that to people? Can I give you an award? Can I give you a handshake? Can I give you $5,000?
The profile, just a picture of a young-looking boy, or did it say, I'm 15 years old?
well, I mean, it was just a picture of my little brother, like his face, and
Told you.
Are you afraid of breaking any laws? I don't know what the laws are in private sting operations, but especially if you have a liberal DA or something, I could see...
Private sting operations? I don't think that's a thing. Just making
It 100% is a thing. It's
stuff up. Even if it was like...
No, you're not making stuff up. It is a thing. Many people do it. And it leads to convictions, it leads to arrests, it leads to convictions, it leads to sentences, it leads to taking children who are actively being harmed out of the household and into protective custody. It has amazing outcomes. What is your problem with this, Ethan? Are you getting nervous? Are you scared? Are you trying to do some type of preamble to so when you eventually get busted for this, you can say, "Oh, Alex doesn't know what he's doing. I made the video already telling you how silly he was." What other motive do you have to make this video? Talk about how much of a scumbag Alex is as a person. But you're attacking what he does, and it's really, really weird.
Like private, that would imply that he was like licensed as a private investigator or something.
No. Private citizen means you're not law enforcement or military. That's what that means, Ethan.
This guy is a high school graduate with a YouTube channel.
Do you ever go to the movies or something? Do you ever have a day off?
Well, I don't take off days. I'll love to work. So luckily, I think catching predators is the funnest thing somebody can do. So it really works out well for me.
So, he's so brain broken. He doesn't take off days. He just sits inside on the internet, probably scrolling Twitter.
He's so brain broken because he likes catching. You're the one who has a broken brain if you think somebody is brain broken for spending his time catching people who are actively trying to harm children. And it's not like he's doing this. He has a team of people all across the country that do this. You weirdo.
They're all day long talking to fucking pedophiles on Facebook, pretending to be a minor every day. Unwell. He said it's the funnest thing I can think of. His Twitter is @IFightForKids. Come on, dude. What the fuck is this? This is the child predator we're confronting right now. He did nothing wrong.
No, I get it, but I didn't read through all of these yet, and I don't want to go through every single one. I think that'd be a waste of both of our times. So I'm not judging you.
Well, I told her I couldn't meet her.
Okay. Did you all discuss doing anything? No. Okay.
So what this situation actually is Alex Rosen confronting a person who is sending sexually charged messages to what he believes to be a 13-year-old girl. This person is currently out on bond right now for having illegal images of children on his phone. He had possessed it. He was arrested for it. He's out on bond. At the end of this catch, the police do confiscate his phone, and they're going to investigate it, and he is going to be charged with this. Now, when the judge is deciding this person's sentence for having the illegal images on his phone in the first place, he is now going to have this additional evidence to decide whether or not this person would harm again. His sentence is going to be much more severe because of Alex Rosen.
So if I were to look through all of these, there wouldn't be anything that I might be talking to you about?
Should be.
He's just talking to this supposed pedophile on his recline.
Not supposed. Not supposed. I'm not going to say the word YouTube TOS, even though he just said it, but he's not a supposed pedo. He's an active.
He's in for tea with grandpa. Why is he being so coy? Like, oh, I'm not going to find anything in there if I look. He's trying to play dumb.
Because before Alex Rosen, okay, see, this is the problem, is if you knew anything about how Alex Rosen operates, which you clearly do not, which is fine, many people wouldn't, but you know what many people wouldn't do? Make a video pretending that they do know how he operates. He doesn't go right in, many times he doesn't go right into the chat logs, which is the stack of papers that he's fumbling through here. He wants them, before going through all of the work to get through the chat logs, he wants them to just openly admit what is in the chat logs before going through all of it. And if they don't admit to what is in the chat logs, then he will go through the chat logs. Nothing, Ethan. And that's why this video is so frustrating.
And lie as if we don't have a stack of papers. What's in the stack of papers?
The chat logs. If you, it's what's in the stack of papers is the person who is sitting in the chair. The person who is sitting right here in the chair. This is his chat logs to an underage child. That's what's in the stack of papers, Ethan. If you knew anything about it, you would know immediately what's in the stack of papers.
Okay. Mark, I'm not here to judge you, dude. Look, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody talks to people.
I'm not here to judge you. Dude, I would do the same in your position. You call yourself a pedophile hunter. What the fuck? You say it's the funnest thing you can do.
Every single person has...
What did you just say right there, Ethan? He's not here. No. Okay. So what he's doing right now is sympathizing with the predator. That's what he's doing. He's trying to get on his level. He's trying to make him feel more comfortable. Police do this all the time. It's a very common thing. He's trying to get him to open up and confess and to incriminate himself. What is so difficult to understand about this? I don't understand why you made this video. It's so bad, and you are wrong about everything. It's frustrating, Ethan.
Has a vice. Every single person does stupid stuff, okay? I'm not immune from that. You're not immune from that.
Dude, he watches so much fucking like propaganda and like interrogation on YouTube where he's trying to establish rapport with this old man.
Yes, he does. He's good at establishing rapport. He's very good at it. And if you watched Alex's content, you would understand just how good at it he is. He gets confessions almost every time. Every time.
Man in his recliner. Does he think this is an interrogation?
I'm one of those.
It's not an interrogation. It's more of like an interview. What does him sitting in this recliner have to do with anything? Do you think that this person right here, because of the way he looks, is harmless? He's not. This is a dangerous person. And in fact, this old, innocent looking grandpa, as he put it, is probably more dangerous than the person you would actually expect of doing this, because he has the old... You've already fallen victim to it, Ethan. You've already fallen victim to what makes this guy is sitting in the recliner a little bit more dangerous, because you immediately have sympathy for him because of how old he is and that he's sitting in a recliner. That's what makes him more dangerous. We'll keep going. I didn't know somebody could be so wrong about...
Guys, I'm from Alabama. I'm a really traditionalist guy here in Alabama. I talk to people man to man.
That never precedes something positive. He's trying to like level with him and be like, everyone does stuff like this, guy. It's okay. He's trying to get him to open up. You can't do that in someone's own fucking house. He clearly is not threatened or like pressured to reveal anything.
And that's the entire point, Ethan. He's not pressured or threatened to reveal anything. If you pressure or threaten somebody to reveal stuff, that's when it might become inadmissible in court. That's the entire point. God.
To you, your coercion is not working.
It's not coercion. He's having a conversation. Look at... Oh, my God. I didn't know I'd get so frustrated watching this for the second time, but here I am. Let's keep going.
He's probably got Jeopardy on in the corner.
You might only be 13, but you are the sexiest, most beautiful woman in the world to me.
I watched that video.
Do you remember when you were just saying he's not pressured or coerced into confessing anything? And then after Alex Rosen works the magic that Alex Rosen works, he immediately confesses to the fact that it's him saying that in the chat log to a 13-year-old? Do you remember that, Ethan? From 2 seconds ago? Do you recall it? No? Okay.
He's like, yeah, well, I said that. That's exactly the problem, right? This pedophile gets to be like, yeah, I said that. Straight to this moron's face, and he doesn't get to do shit about it. What is the point of what?
You're wrong. You're objectively incorrect. He does get to do stuff about it. He calls the police, and many times these people get arrested and convicted. You're wrong.
What he's doing other than clout. Dude, he's not going for the handle. There's no way.
Were you just trying to flirt with her when you said I want to fuck you? Because it definitely wasn't to push her away. I'm not buying that. What's the best reason you can come up with that is actually truthful?
I said, I told you,
But, you texted her like 4 times in a row, multiple times.
she kept taking me first.
I do think that because this guy keeps repetitively engaging these people, clearly, you can't arrest him for that. Because he wasn't talking to a little girl. He was talking to a guy pretending to be a little girl. It's not illegal, unfortunately.
And this is the dumbest thing that Ethan has said in this entire video. He has a pretty large following, and he just said it wasn't illegal to talk to somebody who you think is 13 years old in a sexually explicit way, as this chat log was. Yes, it is. How could you tell people that it's not? Are you worried about something, Ethan? It's 100% illegal. Do not do this ever. Wow. It is illegal. It is illegal. Well, you know what? We're playing it again.
Because he wasn't talking to a little girl. He was talking to a guy pretending to be a little girl. It's not a...
But he didn't know that. He didn't know it was a guy pretending to be a minor. He didn't know that. He thought he was talking to a real 13-year-old. And that is illegal. It is. You can't do that. Don't do that.
Illegal, unfortunately. Playing pretend, you can't bring that into court.
He says.
How are you going to sit on the couch like that, call yourself a pedophile?
You can bring that to court. You can. You can bring that to court. Alex does bring that to court. Alex does get people arrested. Alex does get convictions. Alex does save children. Those are facts.
File hunter sitting like this with him. He's such a bitch for posting so fucking rude about this old man after the fact, when if you watch the videos, he's talking to him like it's his literal grandpa. I don't want to have to use the text against you.
He's so rude for talking trash about this person who is having a sexually charged conversation with somebody who he believed to be 13 years old. Who are we defending here, Ethan? Who are we defending?
Guess I gotta read them now. We all have problems like this. Can you just talk to me? The fuck is wrong with you? Like, this dude probably makes plenty of money off this shit, but he's not paying for therapy. He's not getting these guys into like a housing that's away from like anyone they could do any harm to, that has no internet. He's not doing shit. And he gets called a hero for it by hogs like Michael Knowles.
We've had stings where
He gets people arrested. What more do you want him to do? You want him to pay for people's therapy?
we pose as pedos ourselves. Like a guy that I'm about to bring up, David Dunn in Midlothian, Virginia. We were posing as a fake pedophile online, and he either messaged me or my
bro posing as a fake pedophile online. Of course, I downloaded it just as a fake. I downloaded it so no one else can have it.
a good thing for once for pedos because they think that
a little older.
Yeah, they think that I'm mature enough to have a 9-year-old daughter
And be a pedophile too, because you look like a pedophile.
So I actually video called this guy as myself,
And I don't like talking about people's looks, okay? And I know I already have in this video. It's because I watched this video and I know what he had said in the video before I made commentary on it. And if you put Alex Rosen and yourself, Ethan, next to each other, Alex Rosen isn't the one who's going to be categorized as looking like a predator. I'm sorry, he's just not if it's between you two. Be careful when you talk about people's looks, because have you looked in the mirror? I'm just saying.
And he was telling me like,
dude, you can't be like, I'm playing as myself, as a role as myself. Like, at what point are you just being yourself? This is all you do.
You know, I think our videos are.
He doesn't have any children, so that's a pretty big difference between playing a role as somebody else and a role as a father of a child. It's not the same.
Or at least the intent of them is to leave no doubt that these people getting exposed and arrested deserve the rest of their life, if not, death in prison.
So what?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I was just about to ask what his like solution is. Like,
Is it the porn that's the driver? Are they born?
If there's anybody deserving of a death penalty, it's not all of the people that Alex catches, but it is absolutely some of them. If you believe in the death penalty at all, I'm not going to get into it, but if there's anybody deserving of it, it's some of the people that Alex catches. Absolutely.
In this way, is it some combination?
why are you asking him? He doesn't know.
Well, I don't.
So no, Alex Rosen, of course, he doesn't know. Nobody can know. Each person's going to be different in every single circumstance. But what Alex does do is he asks them. So he does have some data on this, of why these people are the way that they are. Absolutely.
I don't know how much.
No, yeah, there you go. He doesn't know.
A straight guy goes to prison, and then all of a sudden he's a gay guy. I don't know. That's wouldn't seem genetic to me.
True.
But it wouldn't be that he was abused as a kid. Maybe it's just some other. So I guess I'm just trying to.
Dude, these guys never talk about fucking anything. How am
Yeah. So again, Michael Knowles is an idiot. There's nothing to say here.
I gonna get through the rest of this video?
In 6th grade, some kid had his phone out. He's like, "Oh, Alex, look at this," and it was like porn. But I don't like 11-year-olds. I don't like 14-year-olds. I like adults.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Not like 13-year-olds. I like adults. Guy who is definitely only into adults. Thank you for specifying.
Everybody has their.
Again, Ethan, if you two were in a room and one of you was for sure a predator of minors, 10 out of 10, you're the one who's going to be picked. Sorry. You just are. Check yourself.
Vices. So I don't know. I've asked people like, is there a certain child porn video you like to view the most?
Why would you ask that?
In some sense, I'm not a tech guy, but I assume you have to kind of download it in order to even look at it. I have to download a file if I want to read the file, even if it's
Right.
what I took like 7th grade computer.
Yeah,
science,
yeah.
But I think
I took 7th grade computer too, and I think I know what I'm talking about. When you want to look at an image, you have to download it.
is the predisposition for them. You mentioned they're weaker, which might be that they just haven't cultivated habits of virtue, or
Right.
it might be that they just are born with a weaker resistance to these things. Is it just because they're idiots?
Are they idiots? Yeah, I'd say a lot of them are. But
Okay, Michael Knowles is a fucking idiot. What kind of question is that? Are pedophiles because they're stupid? This is genuinely the worst place for Alex Rosen to be telling people how pedophiles get caught. He might be teaching some people in Michael Knowles' audience how to avoid that kind of thing.
we had a pedo in.
The vibe that I'm getting from your video, Ethan, that's the exact vibe that I'm getting. That's the only reason I can come up with why you would make a video that's so discrediting towards somebody who's doing an objectively good thing, be factually incorrect about virtually everything you say. I can think of no other reason why you would put this video out with having. Okay, let's go.
in Wyoming who came to drink baby's blood, essentially adrenochrome, and people say that just doesn't happen. So I don't know.
Did you find some?
Did he say he wanted to have sex with the?
Oh yeah,
That was part of it. The blood was the hors d'oeuvre.
I'm trying to think. He wanted to literally, I think, something with. I mean, this was in 2022, so my mind's kind of going blank. But like, he just would have the most depraved mind we've ever seen from anybody. It was his thing. And even just a couple days ago in San Antonio, we caught a guy, and he wanted to give a to what we said was an autistic 5-year-old. So I mean, they have no limit. I mean, you know.
That involves.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's just shock value. He says like autistic 5-year-old, like some crazy thing. You came up with that, motherfucker. That was your.
So yeah, I think it is a little bit important to to showcase just how low some people will go. This isn't something that he does commonly. It's not like every decoy that he has out there is an autistic 5-year-old. But when people will also go for an autistic 5-year-old, I think it is important to show that, to let people know that there are predators out there who will harm your child. I'm assuming that most people do know that, but when it's in your face and when you actually see somebody actively trying to do it, it does hit a little bit differently, no doubt.
Character that you made up. Why did you do that? Is he about to be like, yeah, Chris Hansen, they had the
To show just how
13-year-olds,
sick
12-year-olds.
some people
We have
can
5-year-olds,
get.
We have 4-year-olds, they wanted a toddler. We push it to the max. We make these guys go crazy for babies. And then we don't arrest them.
No, they don't make these guys go crazy for babies. They show that there are people out there who are crazy for babies. And then they do, in fact, get arrested. Stop saying that. You are wrong.
I think there's a lot of producers that we have caught that we just don't even know about.
What, because you didn't ask?
And then I ask him the question straight up: how many times? He's like 2 to 3 times, and he says it right on camera. Then we call the cops, and he admits it in front of the cops. And right now it's an open investigation on him, and I think it's going to be our longest sentence when it's all said and done.
He admitted it on camera. He admitted it to the cops, and it's an open investigation. Can't be like the ends justify the means when you've only gotten 40 people arrested out of like 600.
Correct. I don't know the stats on this, but it's an open investigation. You remember what you said in the very beginning of this video? That you can't just call the cops and then they come up and just take the person away. Well, in some instances, that is correct. You're correct about that. But it's an open investigation, which happens quite often. And sometimes open investigations can take a very long time. But often these open investigations will lead to an arrest. What is the problem here, Ethan? That's what I'm not understanding. What is the problem?
100 stings.
At this point, we have an arrest in 44 different states.
An arrest in 44 different states. So one per state out of 600.
No, he's saying, okay, again, I don't know exactly how many arrests and convictions Alex Rosen has. I do know that it is more than 44, but let's just take the absolute lowest number. That's 44 arrests and 44 convictions. That's amazing. What do you mean? It's just not good enough? Is he doing too little? Is he doing too much? What is the point of your video? It blows my mind that you made this video and you put it out for the internet to see with people who have eyes and can watch things. What were you thinking, Ethan? Let's go. We're almost done.
Stings?
Convictions in 30.
But that's a really nice way to not say how many.
So how many stings have you done?
Oh my gosh. I think close to 600 over the years.
God damn, dude. He basically does nothing. He's lucked out every time he's really caught someone and actually gotten them convicted. Such a grifter. Anyway.
Absolutely not. He has not lucked out. He's such a grift. How do you grift doing this? How are you a grifter when you're doing let's go.
Anyway, I'm done watching this now. This pedo hunter stuff is really gross, really exploitative of people's emotions, and ultimately it's very...
This predator hunter stuff is really gross and exploitative of people's emotions. Who are you here to defend, Ethan? Predators? Yourself? I honestly don't know. I don't know any of your other content. I really don't. This video was recommended to me because I watch a lot of stuff from Alex Rosen. You came across my feed. This is my only interaction I've had with you. It's really weird. And you are factually incorrect. And I hope you get called out for how stupid this video is and how awful your take is. I left a couple of comments on this video. I didn't know somebody could be so wrong. So correctly. If your goal was to be wrong about virtually everything you said, you nailed it on the head. Delete your chat logs is the only advice that I can give to you, Ethan. So I'm going to end the video here. Again, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe or throw me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. This channel is 99% counter apologetics against religious arguments, but this video just fired me up so much that I felt I had to cover it. So if you came to watch Ethan, just know that most of my content is about religion. Until the next one.